Okay, I'm Holy. So my name is William, and today I'm going to read Genesis chapter 31. Okay? Okay. I'm going to read another part of the Bible. Today I'm going to read Genesis chapter 31, okay? Okay. And I heard the words of Laban's sons, saying, Jacob had taken away with that his fathers, and that which were father's health, and he had given, he had gotten all this glory. And Jacob, behold his countenance of Laban, and behold, it was not toward him as before. And the Lord said unto Jacob, Return unto thee, land and thy fathers, and to thy kindred I will be with thee. And Jacob sent and called Rachel, and Leah into the field into his flock. Excuse me. And said unto him, I see your father's countenance, and that is not toward me as before, but the God of my father hath been with me. And ye know that with all my power and I serve your father, and your father hath deceived me, and changed my wages 10 times. But God served him, and not to hurt me. If he said thus, that speckled shall be my wages, then all cattle bear speckled. And if he said thus, the string shall be thy hire, then bear my cattle restrained. Thus God hath taken away from the cattle of your father, and give them to me. And it came to pass at the time that cattle conceived that I lifted up my eyes and saw it in the dream, and behold, the rams which leaped upon the cattle were restrained, speckled and gristled. The angel of God and spake unto me in the dream, saying, Jacob. And I said, Here am I. And he said, Lift up now thine eyes and see all the rams leaped upon, and the cattle are restrained, speckled and gristled. And I have seen all Laban upon to do it unto thee. And I am the God of Bethel, and where you anointedest the pillar, and where thou vowedest, and vow unto me, now arise thee from this land, and return to the land of thy kindred. And Richard and Lee answered and said unto him, Is there any portion of inheritance of our father's house? We're not encountered of strangers, yet had sold us, and you have found also our money. For all the riches which God had taken from our father, that is ours, the children as our children's. Now then, whatsoever God hath said thee do. And Jacob rose up and set his sons and his wives upon camels. He carried away from his cattle, and all his goods which he had gotten, and the cattle of his getting, which had gotten in Padan Aram, and for to go to Isaac, his fatherland of Canaan, and that which shear his sheep. Okay? Rachel had stolen the images that were his father's. And Jacob stole away the wares to Laban the Syrian, and that he told him not, he fled. So he fled with all that he had, and rose up and passed over the river, and set a face toward the Mount Gilead. And it was told that Laban, on the third day Jacob was fled, and he took brethren with him, and pursued after him. 7 days' journey overtook the Gilead. Mount Gilead, and God came. Is it Gilead or Gilead? I don't know. Anyway, God came to Laban in Syrian and dream by night, and said unto him, Take heed thou speak, and Jacob either good or bad. And then Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mount, and Laban had pitched a mount of the Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, What hast thou done? And that thou hast stolen away wares to me, and carried away my daughters as captives taken with the sword. Wherefore didst thou flee away secretly, and steal away from me, and didst not tell me? I might have sent thee away with mirth, with songs, and with tabret, with harp, and hast not suffered me to kiss my sons and daughters, and thou hast not done foolishly in so doing. And it is in the power of my hand that do not hurt, but the God of your fathers spoke to me yesternight, saying, that take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. And now through the wilderness needs be gone, because thou longest at your father's house. Yet therefore hast thou stolen my gods. And Jacob answered, said to Laban, Because I was afraid. For I said, peradventure, thou wouldest take for thy daughters from me. Whomsoever thou findest thy gods, then not live. Before brethren discern, thou wouldest dine with me, and take it to thee. For Jacob knew that Rachel had stolen from them. And Laban went to Jacob's tent, and Leah's tent, and to maidservant's tent, and he found them not. Then he went out of Leah's tent, and they entered to Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the images, and put them in the camel's furniture set upon them. And Laban searched all the tent, but found them not. And she said to her father, Let not displease my lord, and I cannot rise up before thee. For the custom of woman is upon me, and search has not the images. And Jacob was wroth, and the children of Laban, and Jacob answered unto Laban, What is my trespass? What is my sin? And that thou hast haughtily pursued after me? Rheus has searched of all my stuff. What hast thou found of household stuff? Answer before brethren my brethren, and judge by rest by the both. Excuse me. The 20 years I've been sent thee, guys, and she goats, and they're saying of worms on thy flock, and I have not eaten. as well as in the day a drought consumed me, and frost by night, and the sheep departed from my eyes. Now thou hast been 20 years at thy house, and I served thee 14 years of $2, and 6 years for thy cattle, and thou hast changed my wages 10 times, except for God my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac, have been with me, and thou hast and shipped me away, now empty. God had seen my affliction, labor of my hands, and ruined thee yesternight. And Laban said unto Jacob, These dollars are my dollars, and these children are my children, and these cattle are my cattle, and all that seest is mine. What can I do this day of these my dollars, or unto their children which they have borne? Now therefore, King, thou that mayest make a covenant, and thou that makest for a witness between me and thee. And Jacob took a stone and set for a pillar. And Jacob said to my brethren, gathered stones, and they took stones and made a heap. They did not eat thereupon heap. And Laban called Jegar, so and Jacob called it Galeed. And then said about heap witness between me and thee this day. Therefore was the name of it called Galeed. The Mespopher said, The Lord which between me has been one for another, and that has been afflict my daughters. Excuse me. If thou take another wives beside my daughters, no man is see, God has bewitched me and thee. And this heap of witness, this pillar me witness, that I will not pass over this heap to thee, and thou shalt not pass over this heap. Excuse me, this is pillar unto me for harm. And then God said to Abraham, God to Nahor, go to their, excuse me, father, judge bewitched us. Jacob swear upon the fathers of others, Isaac, and then Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mount, and called his brethren to eat bread, and they did eat bread, and tarried all night in the mount. And early in the morning Laban rose up and kissed his sons and daughters, and blessed them, Laban departed and returned unto his place. Okay, that is the ending of Genesis chapter 31. Next video, I'll read Genesis chapter 32. Okay? Okay. I have to go right now. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye.